Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's time to look at the games for today, Monday, April 8th, 2024. But first, let's take a look at how we did yesterday. We were one hit away on a couple of player hit props, and then we had a Giants-Tigers parlay where the Tigers lost before the Giants game started, so we were able to bet the Giants straight and break even on that. But overall, we end up minus 230 on the day, which month to date puts us down 535. Still really early in the month, a little over 5 unit loss so far is nothing. We can get that back over a day or two. So let's start with today. The first two games to look at are the Chicago White Sox at the Cleveland Guardians and the Miami Marlins at the New York Yankees. First, in the White Sox-Guardians game, it's Triston McKenzie on the mound for the Guardians against what appears to be a bullpen game for the White Sox. I'm not going to overcomplicate this one. I like the Guardians' run line at minus 120. The White Sox bullpen ERA is 4.88. The Sox average 1.8 runs per 9 innings. Cleveland averages 5.9 runs per 9 innings, so I'll just take the Cleveland Guardian run line. And then in the Miami-New York game, it's Luzardo versus Cortez. The Marlins finally got off the schneid. They finally won a game yesterday, so we can go back to betting on them or against them. We just didn't want to be involved with their first win. We didn't know when it was going to happen. Finally happens yesterday. We'll take the over 8 runs in this one. Luzardo faced the Yankees once last year. He went 3 1/3 innings, giving up 7 runs. Overall, this year he's pitched 10 innings, giving up 5 runs. Cortez, he's pitched 10 innings, giving up 7 runs. Plus, the Miami bullpen ERA is 6.11. So we'll take the over on 8 runs in this game. And then we like Tim Anderson to get a hit. He has 11 at-bats lifetime against Cortez with a 4.55 average. The next two games to look at are the Detroit Tigers at the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers at the Cincinnati Reds. First, in the Detroit-Pittsburgh game, it's Olson against Keller. Keller is Pittsburgh's ace, but he hasn't exactly looked like it this year. He's gone 11 innings, giving up 8 runs to Washington and Miami, two offenses that don't rate to be the best. Olson, he looked good in his first start. He pitched 5 2/3 innings against the Mets and gave up 0 runs. We have two teams that are off to really good starts. Detroit is coming off a 2-1 series loss to Oakland at home. Pittsburgh has back-to-back walk-off wins against Baltimore, so they have a lot of momentum on their side. However, I think it's best to just stay away from this one. I will take Riley Green to get a hit, though. Detroit's lefties have struggled this year. I think they're all hitting under 200, but Riley Green does have 3 home runs. It is a lefty-righty matchup. Green got a hit for us yesterday in a hit prop that we had, so we're going to run it back with Green again today. And then in the other game, it's Milwaukee at Cincinnati, Ashby against Ashcraft. Ashby spent all last year on the IL, so he didn't pitch at all. Ashcraft, he looked good in his first start. He went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs to Philadelphia in a losing effort. I think it's best to just stay away from this one, too. I'm not sure what we're going to get from Ashby. We haven't seen him in over a year. He had a pretty good 2022 before going down with injuries, so I think it's best to just stay away. We will take Jonathan India and Spencer Steer to each get a hit. We had them yesterday in a prop to each get a hit, and both of them went hitless. So we're going to run it back with them again today. They hit 1 and 2 in the order against Ashby, the lefty. And like I said, it's his first start in over a year, so he might be a little off. And I think these two righties can at least get a hit. The next two games to look at are the Seattle Mariners at the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Mets at the Atlanta Braves. First, in the Seattle Mariner-Toronto Blue Jay matchup, it's Luis Castillo against Jose Barrios. Castillo, the Mariners' ace, has not looked like it. He's pitched 10 2/3 innings this year, giving up 8 runs, both of them losses. Barrios has looked like the much better pitcher. He's pitched 12 innings this year, only giving up 3 runs and 2 wins for the Blue Jays. Castillo did face the Blue Jays last year. The Blue Jays won 3-2. He went 5 innings with 2 runs. Barrios did not face the Mariners last year. Both bullpen ERAs are between 3.5 and 4.5. Both teams average less than 3.7 runs per 9. Both teams are hitting less than 215 on the year. I think overall, it's best to just stay away from this game. Both these teams rated to be really good this year, and both of the teams are struggling early on. So who's gonna get off the struggle bus first? I don't know. So I think it's best to just stay away. And then in the Mets-Braves game, we like the Atlanta Braves money line minus 210. It's Julio Teheran, the former Brave, against Charlie Morton. Teheran's only made 12 starts since 2020, so normally I would say we haven't seen him. We don't know what to expect, but against this Braves offense, and you only have 12 starts since 2020, I'll go with that Braves offense. Plus, Morton pitched against the Mets last year. He was 3-0 against the Mets. In his last 12 innings, he didn't give up one run. The Mets are only averaging 2.7 runs per nine. They have a 191 batting average this year. Their offense has really struggled. Atlanta's offense really has not struggled. They're hitting almost 300 on the year. So I'm going to go with the Braves money line on this one. Probably try to find a parlay partner. I don't like to lay more than minus 180, so we'll look for a parlay partner along the way. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Minnesota Twins and the Philadelphia Phillies at the St. Louis Cardinals. First, in the Dodgers-Twins game, it's Paxton on the mound against Ober. Paxton looked pretty good his first time out. He went 5 innings, no runs against San Francisco in what was a Dodger win. Ober, he did not look good against Kansas City. He couldn't even get out of the second inning. He ended up going an inning and a third, giving up 8 runs, plus 3 of those were home runs. Paxton faced Minnesota last year when he was with Boston. The Red Sox won 9-3. Paxton went 6 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. Ober did face the Dodgers last year. The Twins won 5-1. Ober went 6 innings, only giving up 1 run. But I would say with Ohtani now in the lineup, it's a much different Dodger lineup that Ober will be facing. The Dodgers score 6 runs per 9 innings this year. The Twins only 3 runs per 9 innings, so they've doubled them up. The Dodgers team batting average is 275 to Minnesota's 189. So I think in this one, we're just going to take the Dodgers money line minus 135. I don't think you're going to get the Dodgers less than minus 150 very often this year. They're going to be heavy favorites a lot of the time. So getting the price of minus 135, we're going to take advantage and take the Dodgers. And then in the Philadelphia-St. Louis game, it's Turnbull versus Mikolas. Turnbull had pitched 5 innings, giving up 1 run, and it wasn't earned against Cincinnati in what was a Philadelphia Philly win his first time out. And the Mikolas has 10 1/3 innings with 7 runs given up so far this year between the Dodgers and the Padres. He's 1-1 in those starts. Last year, I believe he led the league in batting average against, and he already has a whip near 2.0 this year already. So given that, we're going to take the Philadelphia Phillies money line minus 105. They have like 4 lefties in that lineup to face Mikolas too. 2 of those lefties we like in props. We like Brandon Marsh to get a hit. Last year, he went 3 for 4 against Mikolas in a start. So he obviously saw him a little bit and had a lot of success. And then Bryce Harper over 1.5 total bases. He does have a home run off of Mikolas in the past, so we like those props in this one. The first 2 games to look at are the Houston Astros at the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Colorado Rockies. First, in the Astros-Rangers game, it's Valdez against Haney. Both pitchers have looked okay this year. Valdez pitched 12 1/3 innings, only giving up 3 runs. In his last time out, he pitched against Toronto and he didn't give up any runs. However, Houston lost both games this year that he's pitched. Haney's gone 9 2/3 innings. He's given up 4 runs, only 2 earned. And the Rangers are 1-1 in games that Haney has started. Last year, Valdez and Haney each faced the opponent 3 times. Valdez, the Rangers went 2-1, and Haney, the Astros went 2-1. So both of them had losing records against the opponents last year. So I'm going to take the Texas money line in this one, plus 118, and that's solely based on offenses this year. Texas averages 6.1 runs per game. The Astros average 3.8. But against left-handed pitchers, the Rangers actually average 7.6 runs, a full 1.5 more against lefties. Also, Texas is hitting 286 against lefties. The Astros only 198 against lefties. Also, to take into consideration, the Texas bullpen ERA is 2.67, the Astros 6.89. A lot of the Astros losses have come from the bullpen, so I'll take the Rangers at plus money. I think there's good value there. And then I also like Alex Bregman to get a hit. I put Bregman in a couple hit props this year, and I think he's failed every single time, but we're going to ride with him one more time against the lefty Haney, and then we'll take Jose Altuve over 1.5 total bases. He has a bunch of at-bats against Haney, over 30, and he has an average over 345, so he gets a lot of hits off Haney. He hits lead off, so we'll take Altuve there. He's off to a hot start. And then in the Arizona Diamondback Colorado game, I'm going to keep this one really simple. I don't need to look at all these stats and all that. All I need to look at is Freeland pitched the opener against Arizona this year. He went 2 1/3 inning, giving up 10 runs. That's the game where the Diamondbacks had a 14-run inning, and he didn't look much better in his second start. He went 3 1/3, giving up 7 runs to the Cubs. I'm not saying he's going to give up another 14-run inning, but with Gallen on the mound for Arizona, I'll just take the Diamondbacks money line at minus 190. I don't like to lay more than minus 180. I think this could be a good parlay partner with the Braves, but yeah, that's what we're going to take in that game. The next 2 games to look at are the Tampa Bay Rays at the Los Angeles Angels and the Chicago Cubs at the San Diego Padres. First, in the Rays-Angels game, it's Zach Eflin against Tyler Anderson. Eflin is Tampa Bay's ace. He didn't look too good his first time out. He went 5 2/3 innings, giving up 6 runs to Toronto in what ended up being a Tampa Bay loss. However, his next start, he had a nice bounce back against Texas. He went 6 1/3, only giving up 1 run in what was a Tampa Bay win. He faced the Angels twice last year. Both times Tampa Bay won. He ended up going 11 innings and 3 runs combined in those games. Tyler Anderson looked really good against Miami. He went 7 innings, no runs, in what was an Angel win. He faced Tampa Bay once last year. He got the loss. He only went 4 innings, giving up 5 runs to Tampa Bay. Both teams average 4.6 runs. However, Tampa Bay against lefties averages 5.5 runs, and they have a 30 points better batting average against lefties. And both bullpens have ERAs over 6.75. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay money line on this one at -145. I think they're the better team with the better starter. And like I said, they do better against lefties. So we're going to go with Tampa Bay in this one. And in the Cubs-Padres game, it's Javier Assad against Yu Darvish. I think we're going to stay away from this game. The Cubs have been super hot so far. They just came off of winning 2 out of 3 against the mighty Los Angeles Dodgers. Darvish in 3 starts this year is 1-2. The Padres are 1-2. He's pitched 15 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs combined. So he hasn't been exactly terrible. He did face the Cubs last year and gave up 0 runs over 7 innings in a Padres win. Javier Assad has never faced the Padres. He looked good his last time out, going 6 innings, not giving up any runs against Colorado. Both teams average over 5 runs per 9 innings. Both teams have a batting average at right around 260. The Cubs bullpen ERA is 4.5, and the Padres bullpen ERA is at 5.5. So the Cubs bullpen is a little bit better. I'd probably maybe lean Cubs on this one at the plus money just because of the value there, but I think it's best to just stay away from this game altogether. The last game of the night is the Washington Nationals at the San Francisco Giants. It's Trevor Williams on the mound for the Nationals against Blake Snell, making his season debut for the Giants. I'm going to keep this one super simple too on the analysis. I'm going to take 2 guys to get a hit on a hit prop. I'm going to stay away from the game overall. I don't know what to expect from Snell. He missed all of spring training. He obviously signed 6 days or so before spring training ended. Obviously, he's been getting stretched out. He won the Cy Young last year, so he's a great pitcher. Obviously, the Giants have probably the better team. Snell's definitely the better pitcher than Williams, but we haven't seen anything from him, so I think it's best to just stay away from his first start. Let's see what he looks like with no spring training. I will take Conforto and Wade to each get a hit. They're lefties against the righty. We had both of them in a hit prop yesterday. Wade came through. Conforto did not. Conforto has been off to a hotter start than Wade, so we're going to run it back with both of them to get a hit in this one. And then let's not forget we have the NCAA National Championship game tonight. It's the matchup that everyone wanted, Purdue against UConn. There's no Cinderella story in this matchup. It's the 2 probably best teams throughout the entire year in college basketball going head-to-head. The early lines that I've seen, Purdue plus 6.5. The over-unders at 144.5. Purdue money line at plus 230. UConn money line at -285. Early on, I like the Purdue UConn under at 144.5. We had the under in both of the final 4 games, and the under came through in both of them. I'm going to run it back with the under again in this one. 2 good big men. Both teams play good defense. They don't play the quickest tempo. It's not like with Alabama in the game the other night against UConn. So I think I like the under early on in this one. That does it for today, guys. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the analysis. Let me know if you're tailing me or fading me. So far, if you're tailing me, we're down just over 5 units, but that's nothing. We get a nice 2-3 day winning streak. Next thing you know, we'll be up 12 units just that fast. It can happen. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. It's going to go a long way as I try to launch this channel. I got a lot of ideas for this channel, but we need to get the likes and the subscriptions up so that way we can start to look into some of those things. And then if you click on the notification bell, you'll get notified when I post my videos before the games start. That way you can at least listen to the analysis. You'll know if you want to follow me or go against me, or if I say stay away, maybe there's something I gave you in the data that makes you want to bet it. And then finally, if you follow me on social media, on X, formerly Twitter, and on Instagram at Sportsbook Whisper, no vowels in Sportsbook. It's where I post my final plays. I always say that in this video, it's all the leans that I monitor throughout the day. And then as I get lineups posted, injury updates, and all that kind of stuff, I may, change one of my things. I might go the opposite way. I might add something, delete something. So if you want the final plays, make sure you follow me on social media. And then let's get a nice win today, guys, to start the comeback. And I will see you all tomorrow.